Hey, what's going on? Let me know if you can hear me. Is the mic working? Hey, Amanda. Yeah, I just put it out today. Buckhorn Creek. John, how you doing? Hey, Tim. I know a lot of no good. That's the problem. I need to start learning more good, right? All right, great, great. Pavel, Ernie, watching from Granby, Colorado. Oh man, thank you. Loud and clear. Good to hear, Tim. Tim, Hannah, or both, or whoever. Gonna have you guys on a little bit later while I'm finishing up this box of honey. I'll just have to listen tonight, though. Redfish wasn't even halfway through. Well, don't worry, we'll save the best for last, I guess. New York, all right. Laser engraving. Hey, Matt and Sarah. Somebody was just asking about some engraving today. Loud clear. Wayne Becker, Steven, Papa B. Hey, how's it going? Chili's Bees. Hi from Quebec, Canada. All right, I was just in Canada. Not Quebec, though. Ontario. Yeah, Loma Vista, Central California. Know where you're at. Uh, hey, Brian. How you doing up there in New Jersey? LC, South Africa. Wow. Wow. Awesome. Welcome. Not much to really say. I mean, where's Russell Amon? I didn't see him on here. He said, hey, Russell Amon. Oh, Russell Koopman, Live with Mike. Wow, great Sunday in Minnesota. Every day's a great Sunday. Every Sunday's a great day in Minnesota, Russell. You know how I feel about Minnesota. I didn't want to leave this time. Watching from Metropolis, Illinois. Excuse me. Home of Superman. Or so they tell you, tourists. I believe it. We tell them a lot of things down here in Louisiana. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Yeah, I'm not 100%, but I'm close. I mean, I was still kind of weak yesterday working, but I was just outside taking a walk out there. It's hot, man. I'm sweating. Trying to cool off. I got some honey to extract. One box, the last one of the year. Peabody's April. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Russell, there you are. Your name must have flew by and I didn't see it. Russell Amon, that is. Yeah, I wanted to get on here real quick. Talk about this extraordinary honey harvest we had. Talk about the upcoming convention. Be kind to April area, Arkansas, I take it. Congrats, big show. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Yep, hit the like. Ooh, 92. Dominican beekeeper watching in China. Wow. All right. That's like tomorrow. I'm going to talk about that, Peabody. Good to see you here. Yep, Russell, Peabody's, everybody's on, looks like. Hey, Jonathan, he's right down the road. Brad, right down the road as well, a little further. Hey, Brad, you going to be at the, are you going to be at the convention? Let me ask. Be kind, Central Arkansas, home of Central Arkansas University. Little Klondike Outdoors was watching your video. How many hives did you pull? Between 30 and 40. I manage them very tightly, and that's what allows that. Yep. All right, did I miss the answer, Brad? You going to be there or not? Yeah, it's but you got to remember, little Klondike, we have a pretty different flow down here. Even though our tallow was average, we usually have quite the flow. All right, Brad, I see you there. Hope you do make it. You know, the one year I was looking for you at back when it was whatever it was. What was the convention before the expo? You were there, they said, and or I said I was looking for you, and I never did find you. So hopefully you can make it right up the road from you. I'm going to try and be there for sure. Well, I know I'm going to be there. Lord willing, of course. All right. Little Klondike Outdoors. You're in Jennings. Well, you should be getting a pretty doggone good tallow flow yourself. Is there another name you go by? Or I got a couple folks over there in Southwest. Record high, 105 before the rain moved in. Yeah, we used to play them in football down here in Southeast Louisiana. southeastern Louisiana. We used to play them, and they used to like going up to that purple and silver field up there. Be kind. Steve Amos, was he on here? I didn't see him on here. James Noel, how you doing? Yeah, that's about right, Russell. It was an amazing year, and I tell you, I credit it to the spring flow. The tallow was average, and there you are, Steve. How you doing? Cindy, Smith Lake Honey. Hey, how are you? Glad you could join us. Just want to get in alive before Tim and Hannah with Gunline Bees does theirs. I don't like to interrupt it. That is, if you guys don't go to Tim and Hannah's, that's a wonderful little nice fellowship. It's called the Sunday Night Beekeeping. It's a fellowship and chat, and it's just that. It's a good time. I'm going to have to listen tonight because I got to start cleaning this honey house. This is my first year, so I don't really know what to expect. Oh, well, I can tell you this. Expect a lot from that tallow if it's a good year for the tallow. This year was average, Klondike, so in the coming years, if you got a good tallow flow over your way, which you usually do, expect a good year. Expect a lot of honey and have a lot of supers ready. All right, so I think pretty much looks like everything is settled out. We've got a few people on here. Just wanted to do a quick live, answer some of your questions, because I know I just put a video out, but I did about 4 different things in that video. And first and foremost, the honey harvest. I am absolutely blown away. You know, 2 years ago, I was blown away when I got right around 3,200 pounds. It's between 3,000 and 3,200, something like that. And I was like, wow. And I'm gonna tell you how it works. Who's that? Hold on. Nelson Edgerly Prairie, Lake Sabine. Yeah, I know right where. I used to go down to Sabine Pass. We did offshore stuff out of there. But anyway, you know, 2 years ago we had a phenomenal harvest. It was my record-setting harvest. I was normally getting around 130 to 150, maybe 175 gallons. That was an average year. It was a good year. I managed my hives different. All right. Hi from the UK. Hey, what's going on from the marketing board? And yeah, so I changed my management style a few years ago to using queen cells, and I doubled my honey production over walkaway splits, which both are good kinds of splits, but for me, I wanted more honey, and we had that 3,000. And I tell you, when we had the bad tallow last year, that 3,000 saved us. I never would have dreamed this year with an average tallow the way we had it, we would have gotten what we got. If I, you know, the way I do math is, say I have, you know, just to say I have 65 buckets, I'm going to say I have 63 buckets. I'm going to take 10 gallons away for all the little bit over, little bit under in each bucket. Hello from Houston. Hey, Russell, how you doing? Russell Casco, I see you. Formerly from Homa. But anyway, so if I do my math right, we're pulling right over 4,000 pounds. About 4,100 pounds is what we pulled. And I credit that to that privet flow, guys. It was a phenomenal, the Lord absolutely blessed me with this honey. Why so much? I don't know. Maybe we'll need it for next year, like, you know, 2 years ago. I don't know. So, yeah, Peabody's, you're right. So he says, now you need to sell it. And that's exactly right. I got to get it. But I can sell it. We do a lot of retail sales through a market and through friends, and we did the math today to kind of trying to gear my operation a little bit differently here in the coming years, and maybe that'll come out in a video. But I'll put it this way, I'm tired of working in the outside of work. So honey production is hard. It's not just managing tight enough to make sure you've got the peak number of bees and trying to prevent swarming, but then you got to get it all out of the hives. I did every bit of that by myself this year, and I ain't gonna lie, it was hard. Going to Pineville next week. I'll come introduce myself. Good deal. I'm looking forward to it. Dave's Bee Farm said wild cherry honey tastes like cough syrup. Yeah, I don't know if yeah, that might not be the greatest. That one you might want to blend off, right? It was only a few boxes from a yard in town. Yeah. We don't have enough wild cherry around here. My one wild cherry died from the drought last year. So yeah, a blessing to have that kind of harvest. I put it in the video, but really this isn't what the live is about. But I did want to mention it, that it was I'm absolutely grateful for that harvest. Wow. So if something happens next year, I got enough honey. I can tell you that. Um, but our spring harvest was incredible, absolutely incredible. So who all's done with their harvest out there? Everybody getting wrapped up? I know down south everybody should pretty much. Mindy's honey, did your tulip poplar die off? Ours did. I didn't have any. Are you asking somebody else? Because we don't have any tulip poplar where I'm at, and I see you said BR. Is that Baton Rouge? Pulled 17 buckets off 18 hives, all from right here in Pumpkin Center, not far from you. Had an awesome time. We pulled it all. Yeah, and I tell you, hey, the Morris Homestead, that's Tim Morris, right? Or no, is that just the Morris Homestead? Hey, Jonathan, yeah, if it down here, if it's a normal flow, you should get, if you're running 9 frames, at least almost 3 gallons a box, but between 2.5 and 3 gallons a box. So 2 supers per hive will give you a bucket of honey per hive down here. That's about how ours runs. Nasty. Hey, hey Jeff, I forgot to call you. Hey, I was having this. It was impromptu. Then it was Sunday. I decided to have it on Sunday. We were just me and Dirt Rooster were just talking bad about you on the phone, Jeff. Pretty much done with spring honey harvest in Arkansas, hoping to have a little from fall this year. Yeah, we don't do good in the fall here. We just leave it for the bees. I got 2 buckets back here from fall last year. They're in that square one and the round one right there. Anybody wants it's welcome to have it. It's nasty. Russell Caskill, you're done. Impacted with, yeah, you guys had, I heard it was a bad problem with rain over there where y'all are at in Texas. So far, 1 10 frame deep and 3 medium frames. Good deal, James. That's okay. I just finished eating. Yeah. And happy to be here. Well, I'm over here. I've got 1 box. It's hot in here. I'm trying to get the AC to catch up. I've been having the dehumidifier on. Hey, Melanie, how's it going? Don, how are you? Great to hear you. See you there, sir. You have tulip poplar. Tell me that's Baton Rouge you're saying. Dirty sock fall honey. I don't really think it smells like dirty socks to me. It smells like life to me. It sounds like my hives are still alive when I smell goldenrod. So I'm going to turn this around. It's my last box of honey. I pulled it in that video that went out today. That's it. That's the last of it. That's it. That was done by a nuke that I was going to sell. They didn't come pick it up. And so I said, well, I put it in 10 frame. It exploded. I put a super on it. I drew 9 frames out in a 9 frame box. They drew it out. They did not mess it up. So that's the last one. There was some brood comb from yesterday. Got to drain this off. I'm getting some wax. I got a totes full of wax. Get that one done. And then once all this is done, folks, look, I'm going to tell you now. It's going to be time to start scraping the floor, mopping, getting everything put together, get the buckets in line. It looks like a bomb went off in this honey house. It is absolutely full. Everybody asks me the measurements of my honey house. I got to tell you, build it wider. This is 12 foot wide. Don't build 12 foot wide. All right, so let's catch up with some David's Bee Farm. It's hot over here in LA as it is in Mobile, Alabama. Yep, Louisiana and Mobile, very hot. Dennis ended up with 1,400 pounds. Awesome. Good deal. I just saw some of that honey. Look here. Melanie, I just saw advertising some of this person's honey. That's the sage. Notice it's not eaten. Oh my gosh. That's some tough stuff. Hey, sending love from South Africa. It's 2 from South Africa and 1 in China. 3 from South Africa. Man, you guys must be bored down there today. Let's see. Who else we got? Watching Jeff Horshoff. Looking forward to seeing everyone at Pineville. So, is that the winning honey for the no, because you guys have the unofficial official honey tasting, and Joey sent me your address just a little while ago. I did not know you were that close to where you're close to. I'm gonna have to stop by and see y'all. I got your address. My honey is heading over that way. It's coming out of a bucket right over there. Spring Flow. Greg Burns, welcome to the quick chat tonight. So, what I want to talk about is Pineville. All right, Jonathan, cool. You're going to be there too. I know Mr. Ed. I talked to the Dirt Rooster. He's not going to be able to make it. But anyway, I am going to be at the Louisiana. This is the whole reason for the live chat, was to tell y'all where to find me. John Hill reached out and asked me if I would be willing to give him a hand at their table. Do you ever enter your honey in local fair, Mike? No, I haven't. I entered it in one thing ever, and I lost by 1 spot to a white ribbon. I quit. I'm a bad loser. No, I'm just kidding. That's the only time I entered it, and I did get that close. So, a lot of people here are talking about how fast the honey is crystallized this year. Y'all seeing that? I know some of my spring honey's crystallizing already. Ant Fox from Melbourne, Australia. Anton. Hey, thanks for joining us. How we got them from Australia? 3 from South Africa. 1 from over in China right now. We've gone international, folks. So the Louisiana Beekeeping Convention is coming up this coming Friday and Saturday. I am planning to be there. I was planning to be there anyway. But now John Hill asked, I was going to be there for one night. It looks like I'm going to help out John Hill there. His sales manager is coming down. Asked me if I could help them out with their table, their setup and breakdown. So I will be at the Hillco booth at the Pineville Convention, the Louisiana Beekeepers Convention, this weekend coming up. So if anybody is going, or anybody sees this live after we're done, that's why I want to say this toward the beginning, is please come visit. Please stop by and say hi, introduce, tell me your screen name. If you leave comments, come see me. I love meeting people, talking. It's just a good time at those get-togethers with beekeepers. I always tell people my favorite meetings besides my church meetings are my beekeepers meetings. I always have a good time. There's only one I refuse to go to. Other than that, it's all good. It's all good. Are there any deals at the booth for extractors? I do not know. I am, hey, Phil, what's going on, Phil? I was just talking good about you a couple days ago, not like Jeff, who I talked bad about. I do not know. You'll have to get a hold of Hillco. I'm basically going to help them set up, take down, and do anything Jennifer has me to do. I don't know if I'll necessarily be working behind the booth, whether I'll be their gopher. I just like Hillco. They're my, although if you look around my honey house, everything is Maxent. But that's because Hillco wasn't around when I first built my, when I first grew my apiary to the size I did. But my extractors, y'all know that. So I do not know about deals, but get a hold of them, call them. They will answer your questions and get you taken care of. I'm the world. The only reason I'm world famous, Mike Berry, is because Horshoff started that. Horshoff started that thing. So what's going on in everybody's world? So there you go. There's the announcement. Louisiana Beekeepers Convention. I'll be there. Hadn't been there in a few years now, since 2019, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to meeting everybody and seeing what's going on. Chatting with some folks, new beekeepers, people I've already know. I don't know if Ken from up in North Louisiana is going to be there. If he sees this, I hope he is. I look forward to meeting him. A few others that I look forward to meeting if they're there. So, all right, there you go, Phil. You asked it. Everybody always asks it. Hi, Mr. Ed. Bill in Northern Illinois. Willie. So, Phil Weaver, how big is my honey house? It was built as climate-controlled storage, and I built it 12 by 30. And then I said, maybe I'll put a little bit of honey extraction on that. And I put a 6-foot unclimatized loft up top. maybe I'll just use a little bit for honey extracting. I'll build a wall. Well, then I'll build a wall here. Now there's no wall, it's all honey extracting. Should have been 14 to 16 foot wide. Don't build it narrow. It's tight. I used your heel cut picked up at Nobby last year. Boy, is it a joy to use. It's so easy to clean. You're exactly right, Phil Duncan. I'm going to tell you, man, I love it. Tommy Chu, how are you? Hot where you're at, too. I know that. Francis, how are you? Glad everything is going good for you. Thank you, Francis. Tommy, thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's, Greg, I tell you what, it took me about a year and a half to build this thing because I'm not a construction guy. A lot of YouTube, a lot of friends giving me advice, a lot of just getting a bunch of delivery stuff delivered, building it, then waiting a couple months, saving up, getting another delivery, building the next part. I did in stages. Hey, Rodney, what's going on, man? Hey, you're a moderator, man. Anything comes through, it's you. I appreciate it too, buddy. Yeah, I saw that, Peabody's. I'm looking forward to watching it. Thanks, Willie. But yeah, I built this thing. I built it from the ground up. I never built anything. I hate construction. I hate woodworking, but I needed something for climate-controlled storage. And then it turned into a honey house. And now if I could do it over, I'd definitely build it wider. It's just not wide enough. We have a balmy 67. Wow, Wayne. Good deal. Thanks for rubbing that in. So if you look around, you can look and you can see I'm sink, and then here's my tank. I got like very little room, and then I could move some stuff, but I need the shelf, and then my extractor's way over there. So you start getting in here, it gets tight. But starting this week, I'll be moving buckets and rearranging. I got most of the spring and stuff honey over there. We'll get it all rearranged. I'm gonna get the floor all clean, get all this stuff all get thrown out, get all these boxes out, get everything washed down. I'll do a video on washing my stuff, kind of like Mr. Ed does with his. I'll do a video showing you how I wash it all up, and we'll get all the buckets straightened out. But you can see how narrow it is. It's too narrow. All right, who else we got? So Wayne, Balmy 67, where in the world are you? I see you all the time on my comments. Did I miss where you're at? Greg, how's it going? Hey, Greg, you know, they got me speaking at y'all's meeting, next month. I hope it ain't like last time where I got a whole bunch of commercial beekeepers and I'm trying to explain double screen divider board splits to them. Joey roped me into that one. All right. Hey, look, Stan Gore's on here. Stan, I'm going to do a little bit with your, what you call it, the stuff you sent me, the BT. I put that on some frames and trying it out. Mr. Ed, good evening, Russell. Bruce's Beast. Hey, Bruce, what's up? Saw your video. I can't wait to watch that interview. Francis, use your kitchen. What a mess. I can concur. I used to use my kitchen, and I was building this at the same time, and that's when the idea said, hey, maybe instead of a climate-controlled storage, you could split it into honey harvest. Well, of course, you see it's turned into a complete honey barn. I tell you what, Horse Shop, you come build me a loading dock, and you make me some seamless entryways, and put me a roll-up door in here with some of the donations you receive, and I will switch to drums. How about that? Wayne Becker, New York. Okay. Hey, I was just up in upstate New York. Where was that? I was on Lake Erie, and I went to Fort Niagara. No, so I was on Lake Ontario up there, right? Yeah. Then I went down through Buffalo and went into Pennsylvania. Is that anywhere close to you, Wayne? Yeah, Tommy, I am feeling a lot better. I am feeling so much better. Yeah, Elsie in South Africa, I guess you are just starting up. We're winding down, and he's down in South Africa. They're getting ready for spring. I agree with that, Bruce. It did start off mild. Eric France, no, I do not. My extractor, starting in spring, gets honey in it and keeps honey in it. I don't wash it down every time. I will wash it one time. And same with the uncapping tank and everything. So everything, well, everything. Those are the two items. Um, I'll wash them down, and I don't move all this cardboard out of the honey house until I'm completely done. Then I do the floor all at one time. I scrape all the stuck on propolis. I wipe everything down, all the counters, everything. I get, and usually annually I'll drain my bottling tank. I'll redo the valve because it gets crystallized gunk in there. I clean everything up and do a big thorough cleanup for the next season. So, but no, I don't wash in between. I don't wash in between it because I can wash it all up, but then 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm probably putting 20 more boxes in here, and then I'm back to square one, and so I just keep doing it, and it works out. I mean, I don't leave it too long because it can crystallize. Hey, I'm from New York. Okay, Wayne, there you are. Yep. Hey, Don, what's going on? Glad you're feeling better. What size honey house would you recommend? Definitely at least 14 wide. I'd say a good 16 by 24 would probably be good, but even 16 by 30. A nice big building if you're going to extract a lot of honey. If you're not going to extract a lot and you're going to keep about 30 hives at the most, this 12 by 30 would work all right, I guess. But once you start getting a lot of honey, and so I addressed to everybody earlier that those that weren't here, we ended up pulling off 4,000 pounds, just over 4,000 pounds this year. So it has been wild and amazing, and it's a blessing from the Lord. That's what I'm going to tell you. Jim Hughes, hey, what's going on, brother? Wayne, I was in Erie. I literally was in Erie. I was in Erie, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I was in Erie, Pennsylvania. We went to that park up there. But we went through New York first, of course. I used to hang out years ago in Russell, Pennsylvania, and Warren, Pennsylvania. I used to love it up there. A great story, overcoming and redemption, and the bees. So Bruce did a video. Everybody needs to go check it out. I'm sure it popped on. All you guys are subscribers of Bruce. I'm sure you saw it. But beekeeping saved his life with Bracken. I can't wait to see it. He says it's a story that needs to be heard. A great story of overcoming and redemption, and the bees played a big role in that, and that's awesome. I can't wait to see it. So I was just north and west. Hey, Sarah, good to see ya. The Bee Expo family reunion. Yep. I need to get over to Texas and see you one day. If I'll ever retire, I can do it. Rodney, Francis, wow, Mike, it's good. Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, my video ain't too exciting. It's just me catching up with some stuff. Really, beekeeping for us down here. I don't know about you, Bruce, but treatments are wrapped up. I got one that I pulled the super off. I treated. I'll follow up with a second larger dose. And outside of putting some probiotics on each month and then weighing them in September, I think we're pretty much done going in the bees. I might do some assessments, but there's not a lot going on from here on out. Robbing is out of control if you open them too long. So tell me what you're going to do, Bruce. What's your plans? What are you guys doing with your bees? Where are you at? I thought you had a second harvest coming up. Hey, Russell Casco, that was from between, depending, about 30 to 40. But remember, I pulled twice. I'll put it this way. We did about 90 to 100 supers is what I ended up pulling. Bruce, it was a lot of work. It was a ton of work for me. Oh, man, it was, I did all that by myself for the first time. Usually I have somebody helping me pull supers. I did in increments, but it was hard work. So Klondike asks, from over in Southwest Louisiana, where can you find info on what is required for a honey house in Louisiana? Well, it depends, because the Bureau of Hospitals in Louisiana is who kind of governs that. They govern in the health department, so they work in conjunction with the DEQ. So I'd say your best bet is start with the apiary inspector and see which department would be the best one to go to, as far as that goes. I tell you who can do it, and he needs to do a video on how they built it and why they built it and how they were required by the sinks is Mr. Ed. He knows all that because they built their honey house by the regulations. But as a cottage food law, I guess technically you're supposed to be in your house. I'm gonna consider this an extension to my house, but under $30,000 a year, and I can fall under the cottage food law. So that's where I'm at with mine. If you want to build an official honey house, you're planning on getting big and doing it, you need to go through the state and find out from the apiary inspector. Go visit Mr. Ed at the Abbey. You're in Southwest Louisiana. You're not far, and man, go visit him. He loves showing that place off. It's a beautiful place, not just a honey house. It's a great visit. A lot of history there, so go check him out, and he'll tell you all about how to build the honey house legal. All right, I got a treat for mites. Okay, so you're treating for mites at this point. Chili's bees. All right, we're finished with that. We should be finished here if we treat. Not everybody treats. Hey, Egan Homestead, how you doing? Brian, Flower Street, how are you, buddy? We're close to done harvesting honey. Just a couple of boxes here and there with partial frames left to pull. Good deal. Yeah, that's kind of where I was yesterday. I think I'm completely done now. Hanley's Homestead. They still have goldenrod season up in Indiana. I don't treat anymore, so I'm just waiting on goldenrod flow, and they'll be done. Okay, so you're wrapped up. Without the treatments, you don't have to worry about that, so you're just waiting on fall flow. For us, our fall flow is just let the bees have it. I was telling you earlier, anybody can have that square bucket and that round one right there. It's full of fall honey. It stinks, and it smells like it tastes. It tastes like it smells. Goldenrod for Phil Weaver just beginning. You know, when I was up in New York State and all that, it was popping up there, so I guess that means about a month to 6 weeks before they see cold nights. All right, so Bruce says now Bruce is just east of me, but they are usually a month ahead for whatever reason. He said, I think we still have a little something coming in some areas, cotton and such, but we are done harvesting for the year. He has a lot of footage, some crazy couple of August days. August days are brutal. Bruce says he actually graduated yesterday just for fun. Don't have any grand expectations, though. I guess I don't understand that one. Little Klondike, yes sir. Me and rocket scientist Steve are going to go when we have time. Yeah, and he can tell you all about the honey house and how it was built. Sarah's waiting for some goldenrod. And Rodney, who I haven't heard from in a while. We've had a lot of rain in the past couple months. Yeah, I wish we'd start getting some rain. Grafted, okay. I got you, Bruce. Now, I was wondering when you meant graduated. He actually grafted yesterday just for fun. Don't have any Yeah, and it's hard. I know our Kent Williams in Louisiana was grafting late. And there was a lot of failures. But it is fun just to do it and practice. And I think the big thing is right now, you got to pour the nutrition to them if you're going to graft. Like Dr. Harris says, that's the biggest thing is numbers and nutrition. Nurse bees to give the nutrition for them to give. Very big thing, but I guess if you feed them up good. Hey, oh good, Brad, thanks. It's only going to be 92 tomorrow. Thank goodness. A cold front coming through. He was about to congratulate me. I was wondering what he was talking about. What do you mean graduating? But finally got that PT degree. Wow, you got a PT degree. I'm obviously you're talking to Bruce because that's what he does. But congratulations anyway. Even though I'm not in PT, that's a great field actually. There's a lot of demand for it too. All right, so Brian did 8 OA treatments, still have 11 mites in wash. Any thoughts? Yeah, because OA right now, I was listening to Greg Rogers and Dr. Tarpey and them saying, you're just not going to get ahead of the mites. The mites are exploding right now. This is where they peak. And so trying to get ahead of them with OA, and I did it, you will knock them back, but you're not going to deliver a major blow to them. Even if you do it every 5 days or 4 days, they say you have to do it every 4 to 5 days at least 9 times to get ahead. That's what Jennifer Berry and them were finding. Maybe it was her. Might have been North Carolina. It's just hard to get ahead of them because so the mites, when the bees are peaking, that's when the mites are peaking because they're behind the brood. And so many, you're talking about 4 to 6 mites every single cell that they inhabit, and say they inhabit 40% of the cells. That is an exponential growth. And Greg in North Carolina was showing how they measured mites in April, May, and the numbers were just kind of low. And then come June, July, when they peak, the mites explode. And there's no way OA vapor can get ahead of those mites. And even the new OA extended release is probably going to have problems when the mite loads are very, very high, getting ahead of them. OA is good when you either don't have any brood or it's a lot less brood, or maybe even early in the spring before the mites really start growing where you can knock them down. But in the summer, it's so ineffective. I did a video where I affected a hive really well, and it had it was infested terrible, like 35 mites or something crazy. And I did 4 treatments and came back and measured it, and the mites went way down. But do you know, within a month, they were way back up. Because I just couldn't stay ahead of the mites that were getting in the cells. So hopefully that answers your questions. Brian, every 5 days, 8 treatments. You were right at the edge of what they say. It's just hard to get ahead of them with OA vaporization. The thymol worked for me 1 year when I measured mites. I had maybe, I forget what my count was. I was just either above or below the threshold. I did 2 half treatments. I should have done 4, and even that knocked them down to 2 mites. So it did good. So I'm hoping my ApiGuard thymol treatment does good this year. But I used to do OAV. I always did it in August. I did 5 treatments or 4 treatments. Had decent luck, success, but I don't know. I really think it's got to be different. They're showing this and you need to be using 4 grams every time, every hive, regardless of how big they are. They showed that too. So I don't know, Brian. Maybe that's it. You asked me for my thoughts. That's my thoughts of what I've learned. And I go by these researchers. I don't go by forums and YouTube videos unless they're very valuable sources like maybe Greg Rogers, Bob Benny, those guys that are working it and showing you the things. Ian, those guys. So, all right. Suppose grafting deserves congratulations. Well, it does too. You're right, Sarah. It does. Every 5 days, 8 treatments. Yeah, it's going to be tough to get them. Did I catch a lot of swarms this year? How about the hive that was destroyed by the tree? I did a video on that hive, Egan, if you want to check it out. That thing is exploding and as mean can be. That is one of the meanest hives I got. But boy, that queen is a monster. She absolutely... I took a swarm that I had just caught. And you asked about swarms. I caught probably 3 or 4 plus a couple of swarm traps. Total. I didn't catch a lot of swarms. I wasn't looking for them. I was frustrated with them, and I didn't put boxes out. Only put 2 or 3 boxes out, and I let them out there for too long. But one swarm I caught, it was a little swarm. I vacuumed it up. I put that with that tree hive, the one that got crushed. They exploded. They're so full of bees right now. They're so full of brooding bees, it's not even funny. To be in August, it'll blow you away. But when you open them, they let you know they don't want you there. So it's doing good. But check out the video. There's a video on it, probably 4 or 5 weeks ago. Hey, Mike, all my colonies are huge right now. I've fed all 56 colonies 3 gallons of syrup each since late July. Already treated and just waiting on some nectar to roll in. Holy cow! Wouldn't you? I guess y'all should have nectar now if you're gonna have it. You must be up in the mountains then to be waiting on nectar right now. Wow, that's a 56 colonies, 3 gallons. Man, that's a lot of sugar. Whew, I want to see your sugar bill. Rodney, we got one. We got one. He says, wipe your nose. My nose is fine. It's going to ApiVar treatment next. Hope that works. ApiVar is working. They are finding that the mites are getting resistance to it. That was another study that was presented up at North Carolina that was interesting. And Frank Rankovich has been doing a lot with that from the USDA Bee Lab. And he's saying that the only good thing about the resistance, well, it's not good, but ApiVar is if you take them off of ApiVar for a season or 2 and put it back on, it seems to work again for the mites. But they are building resistance. But if you haven't been using a lot of it, it should work for you. France used 8 grams on 7 treatments. Good, yeah, that's about the only way you're going to get after them. 4 grams, 2 deeps, yep. Well, hopefully you just keep at it, Brian, and you get them. I liked the OAV treatments, but the problem is it was so much work so often, and with a job and coming in off of work and doing it every 4 days, I'd have to do 40 colonies plus the ones in town, and back and forth with the generator. I don't have a battery powered one yet. It was just too much. I couldn't keep up, so I had to go with, and I chose thymol. I tried hop guard. That was a disaster. I had to find something for my summer regiment that was easier. So far, Apiguard is. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. Where you from, Chris? Banulas. 4 grams per deep, yep. Going to show results of my Apivar treatments where I get that crazy footage edited. I rechecked all the colonies that were involved with the Auburn study. Matt, that's my son right there. Yeah, I was interested in that Auburn study, Bruce. Hey, Matt, what's going on? And the funny thing with the Apivar is it's so hit and miss between everybody's studying it. And that's what Frank was saying. Real interesting. You have some OA pads and hives. I've done a couple of vapor treatments. Going to do a mite check soon. That'd be interesting to see what you find. And they're saying the pads really work good when the mites are low to get ahead of them. So I'm hoping that can be a spring treatment I go to. I still haven't settled on a spring treatment. Yep, Jody, 4 grams per box. Goldenrod blooming, but isn't producing nectar in central Kentucky yet. I do have a ProVap 110 with a plunger dispenser added. Yes, indeed, Don, I do. I like it too, but I don't like the generator part. But it's not that hard. I don't have a huge generator. I got an old one I bought with an old camper years ago. Guy gave it to me with the camper. A little Honda. It's a nice little generator. And I just throw it back to the truck and go, or on the tractor, and it works fine. But the ProVap is getting old. My buddy's ProVap just burned up down the road. When it does, I'm going to go ahead and, I think I'm going to go ahead and get one of the battery ones. Yep, lots of work. Wayne Becker caught a swarm on June 3rd. Got a few frames of honey from them. I bet. That far north, yeah. Louise. Great vlogs, Mike. Thank you, Louise. Appreciate it. Yeah, Egan, Apivar is expensive, but they're all expensive. You know that new OAE that's coming out? That's outrageously priced. Who's not going to make Swedish sponges when you see those kind of prices? You want people to use it, but you got it priced so high at 60 strips or something or 40. I don't know how. It's a lot. It's a lot of money. All of them are expensive. I think Apiguard for me is about the most economical, the thymol. I think it really depends on how often it's been used in the area. Yeah, and absolutely. Hey, appreciate you watching it, Mikey. Jared Kerrigan, good to see you, Mike. You're a great mentor to me, and my dad inspired us to make a YouTube channel. 3 Bs and a Dream is our channel. Awesome, Jared. Appreciate it. I'll go check it out. 3 Bs and a Dream is their channel. Jared Kerrigan. I don't know the language, Sora. Hey, Northern Michigan, Roy. I was just up in Northern Michigan. Where was that? Upper Peninsula. The Yooper people. I was in Munising. Pictured Rocks. I need to talk to you when you're near the ProVap. I'm kind of near it. It's behind that junk right there. We can call. Call or text. Hey, Research Amateur. Got another one from overseas. I just wait for the dearth and podoxyl glycerin strips at the same time when caging queens for brood break. After 25 days, there's no more Varroa. Yeah, we were just talking about that at the meeting I was showing. I did a presentation on pests, and I talked about how there weren't a lot of mite problems when I did walk-away splits. Well, I was doing major brood breaks. So there you go. I mean, brood breaks are very effective. They do knock them back. And then turn around and put the glycerin strips on, because they're saying that the glycerin and oxalic acid strips, which you guys in Europe have been using them a lot longer than us, work so much better when the mite load hasn't exploded yet. So you're doing a double whammy on them, and you're getting them, I'm sure. Yeah, Egan, that's right. I mean, look at the price of those things. It's crazy. I agree, but so easy, and more willing to pay $10 to $12 to save $300 on colony. And that's where you got to do the nuts and bolts and the prices. Depending on what you're doing, if it's a business, You got no choice but to buy the treatments in some cases if you're going to treat. And it's either that or major losses at some time. So I don't know. Hey, Brian, what's going on? Brian Baker Bees over in Pride, Louisiana. Roy, made my own OA strips and found it quite easy. Yeah, and in New Zealand, they sold a kit to make those strips. So they've been doing it over there for a long time. And yet we come here, we pick up on an Argentina treatment. We're going to sell it here now. It's going to cost $65. And all that's going to do, I did the math, and just to do my small operation, say 40 to 50 hives, is going to cost me almost $400. And then I've got the choice to make sponges. I mean, it doesn't make sense. OA is not that expensive. The manufacturing process cannot be that much. That should be one of the cheaper treatments. But once again, they got it EPA approved, so we're stuck with it. And they want to know why we're going off and doing outlaw stuff. Well, I mean, goodness gracious. You can't give us anything cheaper? I understand. I'm venting now, folks. I understand Apivar. I can understand that synthetic pesticide engineered not to kill the bees but to kill the mites. I can understand the price, and if it's effective, you need to use it to save your bees so that you can make a business if you've got a big business. Bruce got hundreds of hives. He can't afford to lose that many hives like that. But then you turn around and you come out with a product that's put on a cardboard media made of a cheap chemical or compound, not even a chemical, and you're going to charge us $60 a box? Come on, man. All right, I'm done. I just put Avar on. I was nervous because it seems like people in my climate only use it in spring, 42 days. Yeah, but Jason Egan, they don't. It's not too temperature prone. That's the good thing about Apivar. It is good in any temp, for the most part. Mark Miller, hi Mr. Mike from Northwest Tennessee, north of Dyersburg, I would guess. Northwest, yeah, up toward Kentucky. Missouri. Is that right, Mark? Cajun Homes. Oh, Brad. No, I did not have problems. I did the 35 milliliters or grams or whatever. I did that 3 times. I did not have problems even in the big hives. Oh, there's James is asking anybody if they are putting OA on now or waiting till fall. A lot of people are doing it now. All right, we got to catch up here. 1.1. Elsie saying it's 1:15 a.m. in South Africa. Do you notice when you leave Apivar in too long, it affects the queen form? You're supposed to take it out after 45 days. Yeah, I know, Bruce, it's crazy. We got them from all over. It's $89.99 for them strips. Yeah, that's exactly right. You're right, Francis. And that's a lot of money for 60 strips. But they got us. Use Thymol and Formic Pro. OA spring and fall. Just bought my second box of Formic Pro, 30 doses, $165. Well, Jody, we got to pay for it, right? They got us. I mean, but we got to have it. We can't lose our operation. So like Bruce said, $300 for a hive. Well, it's worth it. It is worth it, right? Bug fogger for OA, fast, cheap, no electric. People have been doing it for 10 years, been working for me. Yeah, I've heard about mixed results with that, but hey, if it's working, keep on working. Well, Jeff Horshoff, Mr. Ed, it's good you did miss what we were talking about, treating bees, and you don't treat, so it wouldn't matter. He cooked his, this is research amateur, he cooked his own strip the entire year at once, keeps it in the bottom of the fridge for the bees. That's good to know because I want to make some up. Rodney says use pig map for the strips. Foxhound Bee Supply is charging $89.99 for those new strips. Bruce said, yeah, $1,000 in Apivar strips this year, something like that. Yeah, but $1,000 versus how many hives? A lot more than that in hives, right? So it makes sense. We got to do what we got to do. Got to save the operation, man. And just think of $1,000 versus just losing, 30 hives out of 100. I mean, there's the math right there. It's good. It works. Upstate South Carolina is cooling off next week. Well, that's good, James. Glad for you guys. It's not down here. Yeah, sorry, sir. I don't know this language. That was what I was saying. Dina Matthews, may Lord God bless you really good. Finally caught you live, Mr. Barry. Thanks. Illuminate. How are you? OA from Florida Labs is 5 pounds, 38.90. But of course, Jody, we don't use that because it's not legal. We can only buy mics. Oh, I got some of mics, by the way. And the stuff from Ape Biologics or whatever it is. I gotta find mics. I got it somewhere in here. I don't have this. Yeah, I don't. This stuff here, we're not. That we don't use any of that. I had to put that away. Found out it wasn't legal, so you know, put it away. Union City, Mike, 30 miles north of Dyersburg. Okay, yeah, I know where Union City's at. Exactly where it's at. This is the first bee video I've watched in probably 7 months. Had to step away. Yeah, stepping away from video is good. You can get overwhelmed, get too much information. Next thing you know, you're killing your bees. Sound a lot better. Open bucket 8 var. I have no idea. I've never checked the dates on 8 var. Kathy, I don't know. James Owen, where in upstate you live? Yeah, because Rodney's from South Carolina. 60 strips, 8 var, 188 at Hillco. That's not bad. Put the OA pads on in June, going to mite test this week, see if we had the mites fixed. How much he enjoys your wax melting videos. Dina likes you. Oh, Deanne, I'm sorry. Deanne Matthews. Talking to Mr. Ed. Thank you, Jesus. Illuminate. OA dribble, OA extended pads. Pennies on the dollars. The dribble is something I'd really like to try. Yeah, I like your way, researcher. Be looking forward to it. You may have bees. I'm just saying, you know, I don't use this stuff, Francis. Sorry, I wish we could help you. I don't know the language, and I do talk fast. Hey, see you, Ruskell. Thanks for joining us, man. Hopefully, I'll get over to Texas to one of your comments at Stan conferences. If Stan Gore will ever invite me over to join y'all and fellowship with you. Thanks, Bruce. Appreciate it. We're getting ready to cut it off soon anyway. I want to get off before Tim and Hannah start. From where are you, researcher? He's from over on the Adriatic, across from Italy. I'll let him. I don't want to name countries and all that, and if he don't want me to, but I can tell you he's across from Italy. I'm glad we don't have to deal with hive beetles here in Fowlerville, Michigan. I'm glad you don't either, because they're a pain. Strong hives, that's all it is. You just got to keep your hive strong and keep the space down. That's all there is to it. It's just that simple. All the different ways and traps and all that, in the end, I've finally just gotten back to the old keep your hive strong, and it seems to work. Nitrogen fire, we have Easyox. I got to see, Greg just mentioned Easyox. I'm trying to find it. Mike's Easyox. That's the legal stuff to buy. Check yours. Here it is. This is the stuff. And I'm going to try this. Here we go. This is stuff. I'm going to be trying this soon. Greg has it. Nature's Image Farms. You can buy it from him. Sorry, it's backwards. This phone won't flip on YouTube lives. But Mike's Easyox oxalic acid. He also has, these are the tablets. Oh. Well, anyway, I got a thing of tablets too. You can drop in the wands. And they're already measured. So all you got to do is drop however many you need. He's got this improved in all states, so you are not tied to the one at Man Lake, guys. You can use this one too. Easyox oxalic acid in the United States for you United States viewers. This is the one. This is what Greg just mentioned. Not only is it legal and produced by a military veteran, it's effective. And that's another thing. Mike's a military veteran, great guy. I've been knowing him since he came out with him. He's been showing me these things. I tried some of his on a video a few years back before he had this product, guys. And it was the tablets. He sent them to, Randy got some and I got some. And I'm telling you, it was the neatest thing. And we got to see him at the expo. And he's got his stuff approved in many, many states. So check him out. Easyox. Show it to you again. Yes, I am advertising for him. I don't work for him. I'm not sponsored by him. But he's a great guy, military veteran. Doing a great job for the beekeeping community. You guys check his Easy Ox acid out. Florida Labs is not legal there, Greg. See, because that's why I put that bag back, because it's not legal. I don't use that. It's not legal. Hey, thanks, Francis. We'll see you around. I see you on Facebook. All right. Well, I didn't want to say that, researcher. I let you say that, but yeah, there you go, researcher. I'm on a group of islands on the Croatian side of the Adriatic Sea across Italy. I just tell them you're across Italy. It's up to you to pinpoint. Not that anybody's gonna come find you, although I would love to come find you out there. I've been out there. I love it. Not on those islands, but Brian Baker, I'm inviting you to the Denham Springs Fall Fest, October 5th. You inviting him or me, Brian? Sounds to me like you're inviting him. He just... All right, so you're just inviting Brian, Jeff. All right, fine. I won't go, Brian. What is the Denham Springs Fall Fest? I have to look that up. All right, guys. Great results for the Florida Labs OA. Ooh, I don't use the Florida Labs OA. It's not approved in the hives. I don't use it. All right, so yeah. All right, guys. Well, look. It's a huge deal, Greg. I'm so happy with him. Brian said I'm always invited. Hey, bud. It's me, Poop Boy. Hey, Poop Boy. I don't know who you are, but you must be spam. I got a moderator on this channel. Rodney's got the gavel. Boom! Get him, Rodney. Rodney's a great guy. I appreciate him. All right, guys, look. I just did want to come on here. I want to talk to you about the Louisiana Convention. I've talked to you about it. We'll be there. We're going to be helping out John Hill in his booth. Thanks, Rodney. Appreciate it. Kind enough to ask me to help him. It's an opportunity I'm looking forward to. And it puts me in one location. So if you want to come by, I will. Greg Dunn. I'm going to be, that's actually what I said at the beginning. I'm kind of going back over it. Be at the Pineville. What dates are those? This Friday and Saturday, I will be at the Hillco booth helping Hillco. Have that opportunity. Looking forward to it. Hey, Pat. I'm with you, man. He might have had a real question, but he started out wrong. So if he does, it's just tough. But yeah, we're going to be at the Pineville Convention. Looking forward to it. You guys come by if you're in the area or if you're going to it. Y'all come by, stop, see me. And we'll chat. Oh, no problem, Greg. I did it at the very beginning. That was the whole purpose for live. Just tell everybody that I was going to be there. I'm your Huckleberry Mist. Yes, Greg Burns has the legal OA. All right, so it's oxalic acid. So here's the OA, Kathy. Anyway, he does have it. Yes, he can get this. He can get the powder and the tablets. It's approved for 2 grams. It's approved in the colonies, so go by him. Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. I thought you were being sarcastic. I'm sorry. I thought you were being serious, like the guy might have had a question. You're right. You lost all your Florida Labs OA in a boating accident. Good thing, because it's not legal in the hives. I'm glad. In Utah, which lake? We're having a bad storm. Yes, so I answered your question, Kathy. Yes, Greg has it. You missed. I'm your Huckleberry missed it. Yes, Easy Ox. It's just regular oxalic acid, but it's the only other one approved besides what Man Lake sells. And this is a veteran. He is a regular folk like you and I. He makes this. He produces this for us. He has the tablets that are already pre-measured, 1 gram tablets. So you can just drop however many in you need. He also has the powder, and it's approved in many states already. So check him out. Greg Burns has it at Nature Image Farms. If you can't get a hold of Easy Ox, oxalic acid, Mike is his name. Great folks. I started messing with his stuff way back when he first came out with the tablets, and I was so happy to see he finally got it. So, all right, good night, Russell. Good seeing you. Love you. I see y'all later. Thanks. 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 All right, here we go. Good here. Support the vets. Yeah, man. All right, folks. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this. We got Gunline Bees coming up with their live chat at 7. I'm going to play it in the background. I got this last box of honey to harvest. We've got these last boxes done. We got one more for the season. Had a great harvest. Lord blessed us. Just over 4,000 pounds of honey. Going to get this last box done. Got to get this tank drained. Reminding everybody, the Pineville, Louisiana Beekeepers Convention this Friday, Saturday. Come find me at the Hillco table. I plan to be there. Let's chat. Let me know who you are on my channel so I can I can meet you. We can chat. We can talk bees. We can talk YouTube. We can talk whatever you want to talk about. Just get to know each other. I always like putting names with faces from the comments. It's fun at the expo every year. And it's fun at the different places that I go. So Florida Labs OA is how I do, not how to do. You're right, Jody. Get there. Thank you. Use them. Support the vets. All right, read that one. All right, good night, everybody. Look, we'll see y'all later. Hey, Brian, remind me about that thing. I want to go find y'all and check y'all out. So we're going to go ahead and end now. I appreciate you guys. We had almost 100 folks on tonight. It's awesome. I'm going to get busy. Got to get ready for work tomorrow. Appreciate all you guys. Love y'all. And hey, God bless y'all. We'll see y'all next time.